Hello, gamers! Welcome to another episode of the McDonCast. We're recording our intro for our second time because we messed up the first one.
Sam, this was not a team effort. This was a you
team
thing.
effort. I'm blaming you.
It's all your fault.
All right. Anyways, we got a stacked episode for you guys today. The Nintendo Direct just ended only a few hours ago. We've got new announcements from Disney. We got Hit Monkey, whatever that is. Peacemaker footage. We've got Disney Plus stuff. We got a Lost Boys reboot for some reason. We got so many things today.
And of course we have the Emmys happened.
And apparently the Emmys happened. I did not even realize that was a thing. Pretty sure Ted Lasso won all the awards, though.
We didn't even know it was happening.
All right, so we're recording this like 2 hours after the Direct finished. So we didn't have time. One, if you can't tell, we're all on Zoom today.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a COVID issue, so we're all separated.
Which is why
Max
Max
just disappeared for some reason. It's okay.
I'm sorry, everything just lagged out, and I basically didn't understand the last.
All right, cool.
All right, this is gonna be the whole episode.
It's a Chromebook thing.
Just various complications regarding Discord calls.
All right,
but we're gonna get through it.
We're gonna get started here with our first announcement. We have Quantic Dream has announced that they are working on a new Star Wars project that will feature traditional action gameplay, possibly multiplayer open world. So, yeah.
This feels like deja vu. Didn't we talk about this last week?
No, that was the KOTOR remake. This is different.
Yet another Star Wars game.
That will probably never come out.
As soon as EA's exclusivity deal expired, it seems Disney kind of went hog wild and just started throwing the Star Wars game license to a million people.
They were like, we need to just pump these out.
Yeah, if you don't know who Quantic Dream is, they're the developers of Detroit Become Human, which is like a choose your own. You remember that game? It's choose your own adventure type game. So it's obviously going to be very different from the Star Wars project that they're working on, which sounds more like sort of like Force Unleashed, where it's mostly just like hack and slash action.
It could very well be a Force Unleashed remake.
I think it's probably going to be a new thing, though. I think it's probably going to be something in that style.
Yeah.
Where you're either.
I would be down for a new Force Unleashed. I think that would be cool.
I would be too. I think
Max is totally gone.
Lost Max totally.
Lost.
With the whole, of course, it's also rumored that this is possibly multiplayer or open world, which makes me think this could possibly be something like a.
It could be a battle royale.
Marvel,
it could be a battle royale.
Could be an Ultimate Alliance type thing.
My gut's telling me it's a Star Wars battle royale.
I don't think they'd go that far, but
I think they absolutely would go that far. If Disney has an IP that's conducive to a battle royale franchise game, it's Star Wars. I mean, they just made Star Wars Hunters, and that's just an Overwatch knockoff with Star Wars characters.
But I think if this is anything, it's probably going to be a Marvel Ultimate Alliance type game, where it's like a group of like 4 players, and you run around. And you just mash Y and X, which is
such a fun game.
What traditional action games are. But obviously, I'm not a big fan of those games.
See, Platinum is the only company that knows how to make good action games.
But I don't know. This could be good. We obviously know almost nothing at this point, so everything is just rumors.
Yeah.
But
all right.
I am. All right.
Yeah, moving on. Disney and Capcom working on a revival of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They're making another 2, not just another Marvel vs. Capcom.
This is, I don't know why I phrased it like this, but they're in talks to remaster specifically Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't know why that one.
Is that like a fan favorite or something?
I think that's the one people consider to be like the best one of. I think there's 4 of them.
Yeah, the only one I've ever played is Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and that's because Hunter had it on his PS Vita, and I played it like twice.
Yeah, I know people hated Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is the most recent one. Like people hated that game.
Speaking of which, the villain from that game is now the villain for What If.
Which we'll talk about later.
We will talk about because that was whack.
coming out. I thought that finished.
Yeah, they have
Patrick,
like 6 more episodes.
Shows
Let's talk about What If
how much
right now.
I've been watching What If.
You got to start watching it. It's getting good. All right. Nintendo
but anyway,
Direct, the big boy, the big chungus. The big Battle Royale mini game Nintendo Direct. There were no Battle Royale mini games announced. So let's just start off right with the big stuff. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is an open world looking 3D Kirby game, which I believe is it the first of its kind? I don't think they've had a full 3D Kirby game ever.
This is the first full mainline 3D Kirby game. They've had like 3DS eShop stuff before.
That had 3D elements, but they were never actual 3D gameplay.
But this is the first like fully 3D, 360-degree movement.
Yeah,
like,
this one I'm considering maybe getting this one. This one looks fun to me.
This is like
I was
Mario
not
Odyssey style.
Yeah, it's like Mario Odyssey but with Kirby.
Yeah, I was not anticipating Kirby in the Apocalypse.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the destroyed city, my brain and everyone else that I was watching it with, they were all immediately Splatoon 3. And then they dropped the Kirby bomb on us and we were like, oh, all right, this is interesting.
Part of me was like, is this at first I thought it was an Odyssey 2 thing.
Yeah, I thought maybe as well, yeah.
Odyssey 2, and this is like
I thought it was maybe like a destroyed New Dunk City. Yeah.
But no, I was very shocked to see it was Kirby. It's been a while since Star Allies came out, so I was anticipating some new Kirby game soon. And they had been talking about the next one being 3D, but this looks actually very good. It looks like they've spent time actually like developing ideas for this one. They have a bunch of new enemies, new bosses. It looks like they've taken a lot of time to get like Kirby's movement in the 3D environment really well.
Yeah, it looks really good.
How his abilities work. It looks very good, and they did announce that it's launching in spring of 2022, which is relatively soon. That's probably around the same time that Star Allies did drop. But I anticipate this one probably being like the best-selling Kirby game they've ever done.
It's always been my favorite Nintendo character. I always main him in Smash.
That's the only character Patrick ever plays because he just spams up B and down B. All right.
How you go?
So we're getting this was huge news. We're getting an expansion pass for Nintendo Switch Online that will include N64 games, which a lot of people were theorizing would happen. But the Nintendo, of course, with their left field plays, just absolutely out of nowhere, also announces Sega Genesis support for Nintendo Switch Online. That was crazy. What was that?
I don't know, but like that's cool. Hey, if they're gonna do an expansion and they at launch for this expansion pass and only have 9 N64 games, so adding what I think
kind of sucks. But they announced that they're going to be adding more later. They announced Majora's Mask is going to be coming.
Banjo-Kazooie is going to be coming, which is really cool.
Yeah, I want to play that one. To be honest, I don't really like the whole game streaming thing on Nintendo Switch Online. I just can't get into it. But I mean, I might play like Ocarina of Time or something, or just jump in to see how the game is.
I think the problem with like Switch Online with like NES and SNES games are really problems with like those games were made in a very specific time where games were not meant to be like you started it and then you finished it. It was a thing where you picked it up and you played it for half an hour and then you put it down.
Well, whenever I play a Nintendo Switch Online game, like I can't get into it because I feel like I don't own the game. Like it's just part of the service. Anyway, sorry, Patrick, what were you going to say?
I don't think I was going to say anything. But does Nintendo Switch Online save your progress and everything?
Yeah, it does.
You can. Yeah.
So is it kind of like you own it?
Yeah, like you can play through the whole game. I just, for some reason, anytime I play it, I feel like it's not my game, so I never play it for very long. Oh, there's Max. He's back again.
My wife
the title
looks ginormous.
So the titles they announced to be launching on this new N64 program at when it comes out is Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox, Ocarina of Time, Mario Tennis, Yoshi's Story, which are some of the biggest N64 titles.
Yeah.
And for Genesis, you have like the big ones, which is like Sonic 1 and 2, and like Golden Axe and Alex Kidd and stuff. But the titles they announced that is coming to N64 later are Majora's Mask, Banjo-Kazooie, F-Zero X. So those are some actual like quality meaty games you could get into. Max, if you're gonna fiddle with stuff, you mind muting
Yeah, please
yourself?
mute yourself while you're banging in your room.
Okay, I'm trying to figure.
Okay,
Alrighty.
there we go. So they did not announce what the price is going to be, which is concerning because I think if it's anything over $30, I'm not doing.
I think it'll be a $10 add-on.
I hope it's my hope is that it's like 25, like total, like it's a $5.
Oh, it won't be $5. It'll be $10 at least.
I think it's probably going to be 10, which is a lot of money.
I think it'll be 10. If Nintendo really wants to push it, they'll make it 20. I don't see it being more than 20.
I don't think they'll charge 20 for it because then like what are they saying their online is worth if just the games is worth $20?
Yeah.
Like
that means you're paying for basically nothing. But
they did say it's launching in November, I believe, and they said they're going to give more info on it later on
at a later date.
in October.
There were more directs announced in this direct than there were games announced in this direct.
I know, I thought that was funny too. But also they, along with the N64 and Genesis games, they also of course announced that
controllers going on with them. And that's how we knew that this was going to come out, is because those had leaked early on.
N64 controller leaked, but the Genesis didn't.
Yeah, that one didn't leak.
Weird. It's always weird. I wonder if it did.
And people just didn't know what it was.
And people thought Sega was doing like another retro console.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah.
And they didn't see that it was for NSO.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably a big possibility.
All right. Well, anyways, we got Bayonetta 3, a full gameplay reveal trailer.
Which, hey.
I mean, that's great. We've been waiting for that for 4 years now.
Yeah, revealed 4 years ago almost. And people kept asking when it was coming, and they kind of said, later on.
Now, something that, and this might have been just because it's a trailer, but something that is different is they have toned down the game significantly when it comes to certain aspects of the combat. I'm not going to go into specifics. And again, this might have been because it was a trailer, but
it was probably a trailer. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be in the game.
Yeah. But, the game is rated M for a reason. But we also got Splatoon 3 gameplay trailer, as well as a first look at the campaign, Rise of the Mammalians, featuring some furry octopuses.
Just so you know, Bayonetta 3 launching in 2022.
That was also
a big thing. Launch year. So so back to Splatoon 3. We got more gameplay stuff. Got to look at some new weapons, some new special abilities. They gave a little bit of hint on like the main map, and also again they showed a trailer for the campaign, which has a subtitle and appears to have a full plot this time, unlike Splatoon 2.
So lore-wise, this means that I guess the mammals are not extinct, and that we might see a human character.
Yeah, they did say that it's going to address like the mammals coming back because all of them are like gone.
They're gone. Yeah, it's only is it mollusks?
It's only
squids or mollusks, right? I think.
Yeah. But there's hairy squids. Hairy octopuses.
So it's either like carcinization, where like they're just evolving into mammals, or there's just mammal octopus hybrids. We'll see. It's very strange.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But it looks very fun. Looks like they're introducing a lot of new fun elements into it.
Now, something I did notice: the game is not running in native resolution. It's running in like 720 or 480p. Like in all the gameplay they showed, it was not running in native resolution.
That might have just been the live stream, though.
It could have been, but I don't know. It seems weird.
It could have been the live stream, and also, I mean, it's not finished yet, so it could be better.
It doesn't look nearly as polished or clean as like 1 or 2 does.
I know. Well, but they do use Splatoon does have resolution scaling where it optimizes frame rate over resolution. So if they are just showing like
that's
graphically,
true.
It could have been doing that.
Yeah.
I think we lost Patrick.
Oh, we lost Patrick too. This is good. This is great. All right.
Again, Zoom issues. The
episode. That's what I'm gonna call this one. Zoom Mick issues, something like that.
Oh.
My camera just turned off, and it won't let me turn it back on.
Awesome. So cool. And
just how it's
Patrick, are you with us? Give us a sign if you can hear us, Patrick. Okay. I don't think you can hear us. All right. Let's see. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is a paid expansion pass, is coming next summer. It looks very Castlevania-esque. A lot of people that were in the room thought that it was Castlevania, like a 3D Castlevania. I was like, no, guys, it's Monster Hunter DLC. And the guy was like, no, this looks like Castlevania. I'm like, that's a Rathalos. This is Monster Hunter DLC.
I would like to say that Monster Hunter Rise so far has been pretty good. I've played 10 hours of it so far.
I saw Rathalos, and at first I thought it might be a Smash reveal. I was like, is it Monster Hunter Fight of the last guy? But we'll get to Smash later.
I think he very well could be the last fighter, though. I think there's a good chance he could be Monster Hunter.
I think we'll probably get to theories on that.
But we'll see. We'll see. Is it 2 weeks? They announced that they're revealing the next Smash character?
Yeah, we'll just get on to that.
Yeah, we'll move on, I guess.
They're going to unveil the final Smash Ultimate character, could be the final Smash character
ever. Yeah.
On October 5th, Sakurai is going to do his last presentation. I have no idea who it could be.
This is a total shot in the dark. We have no idea.
It could. It's a roll of the dice. I mean, it could be anyone. It could be Crash Bandicoot. It could be Master Chief. It could be a random Pokemon. It could be another Fire Emblem character.
Yeah.
It could be Cranky Kong.
I think
it can literally be anyone.
I think now, because in this reveal they said the final Smash character. I think now that they're leaning into it's the last one branding, I think it's got to be someone big.
Yeah.
Because they've been kind of downplaying it up until this point, but now that they said the final character, that makes me think it's got to be someone big.
And they have to know
the final character specifically for Smash Ultimate. Like, is there going to be a next?
Well, they've already said that no Smash game ever in the future will have this many characters.
Yeah, well, it won't have every character from the series.
Yeah, this could very well be the last new Smash character ever added to a Smash game.
Yeah, so
it's crazy,
and it could be the last. It probably won't be the last Smash Bros. Game because it makes too much money for them to stop.
They'll probably make more, but
there is a very good chance Sakurai retires from the series after this. So this could be Sakurai's last character that he is personally
introducing. And that is why I am pushing my theory of stock frozen PNG Sakurai who just moves back and forth across the street and bops up and down.
I'd be down for that.
I am pushing hard for PNG Sakurai.
I would dance around if it's PNG Sakurai as the final character.
That would be funny.
But it's not.
It's definitely not.
I'm betting my money on random Pokemon.
I think.
I know.
I don't know why you think that. It's not going to be.
It probably is going to be something bigger, but that's where my money's on.
I think it will either be Monster Hunter because with this year's release, they've proved Monster Hunter is a titan of a franchise. It sells a ton of units. And I think it's either Monster Hunter or Waluigi. I know he kept saying Waluigi will never be in the game.
Yeah.
But I think it would be such a complete moment if Waluigi ended up being the final character announced.
And it was Waluigi.
Why did he say he'd never be in the game?
He just said he would never be in the game.
He said he only wanted to put characters in it that like people actually wanted, because Waluigi being in the game was kind of a meme, and he wanted people to actually like love the character enough to have him be in it, not just because it was funny.
I feel like Waluigi is at this point the only character that could, other than maybe Master Chief or Doom Guy. I feel like Master Chief, Doom Guy, and Waluigi, those are the only three characters that could live up to the hype that's been built up for this character.
Master Chief would be full circle in that it's like a pure like Microsoft rep. And Microsoft has made their way into Smash.
Right.
Doom Guy would be cool just because it's a Doom Guy.
And he's already on Switch.
Yeah, and Crash would be nice because he's like he's like one of the gaming icons, and he's finally in Smash.
It could be like a Skylanders thing.
It won't. No, they haven't made a Skylanders game in like 4 years.
Well, Spyro came out recently.
That's not the same. It could be Spyro. Now, it could be Spyro. I don't think it could be a Skylander. Spyro, maybe.
Yeah, no. If it's gonna be anyone related to Skylanders, it'd be Spyro.
I could see Spyro. I could see Spyro. I could see Ratchet and Clank too. I feel like they'd be really good in Smash.
That's all. I think it's more likely we'll get it could be Ratchet and Clank, but I think it's more likely we'll get a Microsoft rep than a PlayStation.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think I'm just naming off characters I think that could live up to the hype.
Yeah, honestly,
I could see Sora. Sora, I think, is another big one that I think could be the last one.
I think any major third-party character would like meet the minimum level.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that would disappoint people, the thing that would disappoint people is like
if it's a Pokemon.
If it's a Pokemon, people are gonna hate it. If it's like Bandana D, people will be mad. If it's another Fire Emblem character,
people will lose their minds.
If it's a Fire Emblem character, I will literally laugh like screeching bird laugh.
Smash Bros. Legacy will go down in flames if the last character announces a Fire Emblem rep.
Probably the servers at Twitter headquarters will catch flames from the sheer anger burning from the website.
Fire Emblem will cause their servers to catch fire.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's move on to the next. What do we got next? Animal Crossing New Horizons DLC and Direct has been announced for October. Or the Direct has been announced for October. The DLC has been announced, I think, for early next year.
No, so they announced there's going to be another batch of free content coming in November.
Yeah, they're adding the cafe, which is apparently a thing. All the people that I was watching it with were really excited about it. I've never played an Animal Crossing game except for this one, so I don't know what the cafe is, but it sounds cool.
It's mostly just a normal cafe. But that's one of the things they have announced is coming in this update. But full Direct, I wonder what else they got coming. People have been really demanding more content for this game.
Yeah, because let's be honest, they've kind of dropped the ball with Animal Crossing.
It's obvious they were not anticipating this level.
Absolutely not. No. And this game, let's be real. If COVID didn't hit when it did, this game would not have sold. I'd say even half the units it ended up selling.
I think it still would have sold very well.
It would have sold well. But keep in mind, this game has sold so much better than every other Animal Crossing ever, that even if it did sell half the units it did, it would still be the best-selling Animal Crossing ever.
Yeah, its popularity is absurd.
Yeah.
And it's obvious they weren't prepared for it, and they didn't have the content ready to roll out. So I hope this November update is like a huge chunk.
I'm just frustrated that the mobile version of Animal Crossing has gotten more support over the last year than the actual flagship Animal Crossing experience.
Like, I've fallen off Animal Crossing.
The mobile version of it?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Do more people play the mobile version?
No.
Definitely not.
I've met maybe 2 people that play it ever.
And there are a lot of people who played it.
The mobile version?
Yeah, I didn't know anyone who played the Switch version.
Patrick, you live in a strange place.
Everyone
I know that has a Switch has at least tried Animal Crossing.
Indiana is often its own separate world full of Pocket Camp players.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get back into Animal Crossing, but at the moment, I have nothing to do in the game. I've done everything. I have a 5-star island. I've finished all the fossils. I'm not going to bother doing the art because that's too hard.
The only time I fired it up recently was for some holiday stuff.
I fired it up a couple weeks ago just to turn it on, and I de-weeded my island, and then I was like, all right, cool, I'm done. I squished all the bugs in my house.
Yeah, and the holiday stuff is coming up too. We're getting
in several months, or I guess a month.
Patrick, you need to buy a Switch Lite. We'll get you one for Christmas, buddy.
You guys,
we'll mail it to you.
Mail me a Switch.
Yeah, well, actually, you'll be here for Christmas.
Yeah, you'll be here for Christmas. Alrighty. Yeah, Splatoon 3 we talked about. Mario Party Superstars. I do not care about Mario Party.
About the Chris Pratt thing.
We'll get there. We're
gonna talk about that.
We'll get there when we do movie time.
Don't you worry about that.
We will talk about that. Trust me. All right. Yeah. Mario Party Superstars gameplay and maps. I think the maps were already revealed, but we got some more gameplay.
We got more looks at it.
Yeah. It's just the current Mario Party with different maps. It's running on the same engine. None of the character models are different. It is
not even different maps.
Here's what they did. They clicked at the top right of all the code for the current Mario Party, dragged like this, right-click copy, right-click paste, and then they added some new maps. And that was exactly how the development process for the game went.
My theory on this is that this was a DLC expansion for Super Mario Party.
That's what it should be. And the fact that it was going
to be retro themed because they're all in 64 maps, right?
Mm-hmm.
The theme was going to be N64 maps are back in the game. And then I think Nintendo walked in on them developing it and just went, well, there's 5 maps in the base game anyway, so just make this one a whole other new game.
It should have been a $25 DLC pack is what it should have been.
Yeah, it should have.
I really hope that this game sells horribly. I don't say that very often. And I don't have any problems with Mario Party, but just I really hope this game sells poorly to show Nintendo, like, guys,
you can't get away with this
content, please. Content.
Yeah.
$60 content, please.
At least this one's going to have online support for all mini games and boards when it launches. Super Mario Party did not until
waited a year. Waited until the next game was announced to add it.
Yeah, not a year. 3 years. It was a 3-year wait to get online support.
See, I don't think Nintendo would have added online support to Mario Party unless there was COVID. I think they were waiting until this game to add online, and then when they saw COVID happen, they just figured they just flipped the switch.
I think they made it for this game, and they went, well, it's running on everything is all the.
It's the same. We might as well.
So literally, you just put it on there. It probably took them like 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, I fully believe they were going to keep online as an exclusive feature to the new game, and they were just going to wait. But then COVID happened, and they were like, oh, well, we can just throw this out there. Since all we have to do is flip the switch. Yeah. Same with the freaking Bluetooth headphone support that we talked about last week.
That is just ridiculous.
They're just like, all right, guys, I know it's been 4 or 5 years. Let me just, there you go. You can have that now.
They just had one intern in charge of it at launch, and he just kept falling asleep, and he wouldn't turn it on.
No, see, I think what happened is originally the CEO of Nintendo was supposed to be the guy who flips that switch, and then when he stepped down, the next guy forgot to flip it, and then so the next guy in line was supposed to do it, and he forgot, and they just kept passing it down until it got to the intern, and the intern flipped the switch on. I think that's what happened.
In the CEO of Nintendo's office, there's just a big red button that says
Bluetooth headphone support. It's like that President Red telephone, but he's just like, it flipped the switch. Alrighty, what do we got next? Knights of the Old Republic launching on Switch. So this isn't the remake. This isn't the remake that was announced last week. This is the original Knights of the Old Republic RPG Star Wars game. It's a very long game. It has aged
poorly.
Bad. It does not. I mean, it looks okay, but it only looks okay because it's on the Switch, and everything on the Switch. That's not a first-party game. Kind of looks bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you already know if you like KOTOR or not, and you already know if you want it portably or not. I think it'll be fine. Did you guys see Republic Commando was $7?
Is it $7?
Yeah.
It was. I almost bought it, and I would have bought it, but the game doesn't have couch co-op. Or online co-op. So why would you want to play that game?
I think this Knights of the Old Republic port, anyone who's now interested in playing that game, I think is just going to wait for the remake to come out. So I think this was kind of ill timing.
I think people will. I think this game will sell okay because the remake is so far away, and now there's renewed interest in the original series. I don't know if I added this to the docket or not. Actually, I think I did. But did you guys see who they hired to write the Knights of the Old Republic remake?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay, let me do a little bit of an internet history lesson here. Do you remember
it's right here.
Do you remember the YouTube channel Leafy is Here?
Oh, Sam, of course I remember Leafy is Here. My favorite YouTuber?
Like 6 or 7 years ago, he made a video about this girl because she once claimed that she was sexually assaulted virtually in Grand Theft Auto. Just gonna let that sink in for a minute.
I think she's a great choice. I think it's really good for women.
She's an interesting character.
Quality. No female has ever been near.
She also says that she does not like male Star Wars fans, specifically those that use Knights of the Old Republic to like gatekeep. So
cool.
They really picked a standout star to write this one.
Oh right, Castlevania.
almost as great as Brie Larson.
I would rather have Brie Larson write the game, to be quite honest.
I know she's a Star Wars fan, so
she is a Star Wars fan, but she's
also.
I know
she's different.
I know she's campaigning to be the star of Kevin Feige's Star Wars, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, that's gonna end well.
Nope. Nope. Not that, please.
Personality. I don't care if it's a woman. Like,
just not that one. Can you do a different one though?
Get another one. Get Daisy Ridley.
Ray was great. Yeah, just make a Ray series for crying out loud.
No. Just make a new movie. Make a new movie about a different female.
Did they announce a Finn
cast
show for Disney Plus?
No, but there were rumors of it.
Okay, they need to do that because he got screwed over so bad by the sequels. But we're not talking about that right now. Castlevania Collection launches great. If you haven't bought one of the 17 other Castlevania collections, then this one's for you.
This one includes Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, and Dracula X. Launched today on the eShop. So if you're interested, go pick that up.
Just based on the titles of these games, I can tell that Dracula X was the fan favorite.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Voice of Cards launches in November.
This was that card game that they showed at the start of the show.
Yeah, this is as soon as this came on screen, I was like, "Oh, Square Enix is making another mobile game I'm not going to play." And everyone was like, "How do you know it's Square Enix? And how do you know it's a mobile game?" And I'm like, 1, it looks like a mobile game. 2, it has an anime JPEG art style, which by default makes it a Square Enix game. And surprise, it's a Square Enix. It's not actually a mobile game, but it's a Square Enix mobile game.
At this point in the show, this is when I was like, all right, cool.
This was like their first announcement, too. This was right after. So they started off with the Monster Hunter DLC, and then this was their first like game announcement.
And I was like,
uh-oh, this isn't good. Alrighty. Mario Golf. Sorry, finish what you were saying there.
No, it's fine. I'll get to it later.
Right.
Mario Golf Super Rush.
Mario Golf, the best game.
Patrick's favorite video game of all time.
Everyone's favorite video game. I was
seriously considering buying a Switch just for Mario Golf.
When we get you that Switch for Christmas, we'll get you Mario Golf with it. How's that?
That would be awesome.
But they announced another free update coming to Mario Golf Super Rush. It's going to have new characters Koopa Troopa and Ninja. And they're adding 2 new courses as well.
What I believe is New Dunk City, because that was the one they showed gameplay of. Or New Donk City, I think was one of them.
I think one of them might be that, and I think one of them is like a wintry, frosty area.
I think one of them is the mountains, and one of them is New Donk City, because they showed gameplay of them running on those, those beams in New Donk City that's like off on the side. I
think that might be a course already in the game.
If it's already in the game, I don't know. I haven't played the game. The game.
I think the 2 new courses are a desert map and like a snowy area.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Cool. Disco Elysium, the final cut. I didn't know that there was an original cut. Of Disco Elysium, but it launches November 12th. If you know what that is, I'm sure you'll like it. I have no clue. Trailer for the Age of Calamity DLC Phase 2, a game that everyone who's played it has already given up on, is coming out.
I didn't buy it.
I bought it. I put maybe 60 hours into it, and then I got bored. Again, the only other person that was in there when we watched it that it has the game did the same thing, just like gave up about halfway through just because they got bored. Project
hey, if you did like it, there's more DLC coming your way.
Yeah. So. Project Triangle Strategy has been officially revealed and renamed to wait for it. Triangle Strategy. They took the project off.
They did the same thing.
Same thing with Octopath Traveler. They know how to.
I cannot believe they kept the same.
If Square Enix is good at one thing, it's naming things.
Oh my god!
That's such a dumb name.
That doesn't sound like a game.
It sounds like a coding error.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like one of those like math learning apps for the iPad for like a 5-year-old. This is
it's interesting.
Terrible name.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll give it that.
They didn't talk about this game for too long. They just did it for a short bit. And pretty much just said they like fixed things that people had said in the survey that they did back when the demo came out a few months ago. And I believe they also gave it a spring 2022 launch window. So.
All right, and Dying
strategy game.
Or sorry, yeah.
That's for you.
Deltarune Chapter 2
yeah.
launches on Switch today as a free update for Deltarune if you had Deltarune already.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Cool. For those of you who played Undertale and didn't forget about it a year after it came out, I'm sure you're very excited about that. Yeah, it's on Switch.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like Undertale or Deltarune gameplay? It's like a Game Boy Advance game. It can run on a freaking calculator.
I know, I just didn't know what it was.
Alrighty. Yeah, Deltarune is the sequel to Undertale.
Oh.
Again, yeah, no one knows that because they haven't marketed it that way. They marketed it as a new game, but it was a sequel/prequel to... It's confusing. Anyways, Dying Light 2 cloud version launches same day as other console versions, which is on October 19th. Oh, though that's for Platinum Edition. They haven't announced the release date for Dying Light 2, I don't think.
Oh, I think Dying Light 2 is the cloud version's coming out the same day as the actual game comes out on other consoles.
Okay. Cool. So if you want to play a zombie game that was announced 10 years ago, we got you covered. Alrighty. SEC, we're on to business time now. The SEC has officially started its investigation into the Activision Blizzard allegations from a few months ago. So that's good. They need to get that worked out.
Of those allegations.
And then, Sam Maggs, we already talked about with Knights of the Old Republic being one of the writers.
What were the allegations against Activision?
Multiple sexual assault allegations, general workplace misconduct, treating women unfairly, treating new people unfairly, hazing, all the bad things, all the stuff you don't want in a company.
So Activision is like a frat.
Pretty much, yeah. They were basically a frat. That's a good way of putting it. Anyways, trailers. We're moving on to TV news now. Trailers, baby. Okay, I haven't seen the Peacemaker one. The Hitmonkey one I did see, and I am so confused. What on earth is Hitmonkey?
Sam,
is that the one where the monkey did stuff?
Did you see the trailer, Max?
No.
It's about a hitman who's like a baboon.
So this is going to be a Hulu animated show. Just so you know, it's based on a Marvel.
So Disney knows it's not good enough for Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to be more adult stuff too. That's why.
Also, we know it's not good. It's not good enough for Disney Plus.
Yeah. So Hitmonkey is a character from Marvel.
It looks animated similar to What If,
except for 2D.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about that. It looks very odd. We got our first footage from Peacemaker. Tucker, I'm assuming you've seen this.
Yeah. So HBO Max had like a reel of all their shows coming up in the fall, and like for like early next year, and there was like 6 seconds of Peacemaker footage in it. It was him sitting down at like a restaurant with like the rest of his team, and they're making fun of him because he wore his like full costume and helmet to the restaurant. And then there's another bit where he's like shooting at a car, and that was it. It was obviously just to like let people know the show's coming, but we're supposed to get our full trailer at Fandom here in a couple weeks.
All right, cool. I hope that's good. All right, Emmy winners and losers. I guess we're getting into that now, even though all of us missed that.
So the Emmys happened last week, or it might have been earlier this week. I already forgot. But 3 shows won pretty much every award. All of the comedy awards, it was Ted Lasso. All of the drama awards, it was the...
Yeah, fair enough. Ted Lasso is an excellent show if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
There's one weird episode, but if you ignore that one weird episode, everything else is good.
This most recent one?
No. That one was good. It was dark, but it was good. The one...
First episode?
Was it the first? No, that one was dark too, but it was good. The one where like Roy Kent and his girlfriend are having relationship issues.
Yeah,
and then like he catches her, and then there's the end scene. That was really uncomfortable. Other than those, it's a good show.
But the only comedy award they didn't win was lead actress. That was Jean Smart won that for Hacks, which is an HBO Max show, which apparently is very good. I haven't seen it yet.
I've not seen it. I've seen it on HBO. Like I've seen the thumbnail for it.
Yeah. Good for them though for winning anything
Good job, you beat Apple.
For all of the drama awards, it went to The Crown, which was expected. The Crown
wins every time.
Sweeps every every award show since
zero competition.
People love royal family drama. They cannot get enough of it, so it's never a shock when they win everything.
Yeah,
it's essentially Netflix's like essentially
flagship drama
Oscar-based
series.
thing.
Yeah, it's their flagship drama series.
It's not like hugely popular, but people they in Hollywood love it. And then for limited series stuff, it was Mayor of Easttown won pretty much everything.
No idea what that is.
Which was an HBO show from the start of this year. People were very mad because WandaVision won nothing. Which
I mean, to be fair,
I expected
Loki was better at everything WandaVision did that WandaVision did.
The only thing I think, except for the only thing Mayor of Easttown didn't win for limited stuff was for directing. Now Queen's Gambit won that, which was weird. But
interesting choice.
Yeah. But the thing with, I think WandaVision probably should have won. Costume design was and production design. That show.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't win production design. Because they literally had every single decade. That's. From a production standpoint, that's incredibly difficult to do. It was also
a tribute to TV, which these sort of academies usually love. But I don't know. I didn't see anything about the ratings for the Emmys this year, but my guess is if it's going with the themes of the other award shows, it's the lowest they've ever been.
Because I don't know a single person who watched them or knew they had.
Which is kind of strange because TV is kind of at its highest point ever right now. There's a million good shows on. There's no possible way to
streaming TV, not network TV.
Yeah.
So let's make sure we know the difference here. Yeah.
But streaming TV, there's a new big series every week now.
Almost, yeah.
The Emmys is on network TV.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Almost all the shows. Oh, you mean it's yeah. I thought you meant it's only for network TV shows. I was like, streaming shows. All right, is that it for the Emmys?
Yeah, for Emmys, if you want to know the full list, just
Google it. If you want to know, you already know what it is because you watched the Emmys.
Yeah.
All right, Amazing World of Gumball is officially returning. This is great news. We love the Amazing World of Gumball. Yeah, that's one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
Are they still gonna make the movie or no?
Yes. So they have officially confirmed that on HBO Max they will be doing Amazing World of Gumball the movie, which Tucker, you want to read the synopsis there?
The official synopsis they gave out, the film begins when Gumball's biggest fan finds the show's missing episode and accidentally opens a portal connecting his world to Gumball's cartoon world. Upon meeting his heroes, our superfan decides to team up with Gumball, Darwin, Anais, Richard, and Nicole to save them from a nefarious force overtaking Elmar, which inadvertently unleashing a threat of their very own.
And then they also
ever see the Scooby-Doo live action movies or the or the Fairly Odd Parents.
No, this will be a real person going into cartoon land, so we don't have to worry about CGI characters looking terrible.
So have you ever seen the second Space Jam?
Yes, Patrick. We all have seen the second.
No. This is gonna be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but except for stupid in that series.
It's like reverse Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, it's an oh my gosh, it's an isekai. It's an Amazing World of Gumball isekai. That's what it is.
Does this movie have any hope of being good?
I hope it's good. I mean, Amazing World of Gumball is an awesome show.
So they've announced that Ben Buckley, who created the show, is going to direct this movie and executive produce it.
Thank goodness.
So it's pretty much all the people you would want to be back in terms of creatively
are back. Okay, good.
They have not announced the voice cast yet. My guess is
I don't
Richard
know why
Nicole
it would be different.
Be the same. But I mean, that might be a new Gumball and Darwin.
Yeah, I mean they cycle them out every 3 years anyways.
3 times throughout the show.
They always have some funny joke about why they did it.
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean, I don't have any problem with that.
And they also, along with the movie, they also greenlit Amazing World of Gumball, the series, which is the tentative title, but it's another Gumball show. They haven't given a synopsis yet, but they're saying that the film is going to bridge the gap between this old show and this new one. I have 2 guesses for what this is. One is I think this will be Gumball and Darwin aged up. I think they'll be out of middle school.
So, they'll just be moving on to high school. That'll be the gimmick.
I think they'll be in high school, and I think there's also a possibility this will be cartoons in the real world.
I don't think they'll do that. I mean, Gumball was already cartoons in the real world. All the backgrounds are real world locations.
Yeah, but like I think it could just be like straight up like half the cast is human people, and then the cartoon characters.
If there is any cartoon that could feasibly do a half live action, half animated cast, only Gumball could do it.
Yeah,
they've met the animation on that show, as far as like production goes, is absolutely phenomenal. From the different amount of mediums that just exist in a single episode is absolutely insane. Yeah, I think they have like 14 something studios work on each episode of the show just because of all the different stuff they use.
Like complete 9 months to finish one episode.
Yeah, like they have live action section. I mean, the most recent season they had a live action character in the show, so we've already seen it happen. Because like the evil principal was just a regular person.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway.
Yeah. I hope it's good. I have high hopes for that.
They haven't given us a release window for it, but I would obviously the movie's going to come out first. But I would probably expect that either late next year or probably early 2023.
Yeah, we did get a title card reveal, so
yeah,
that's something.
And then for the series, probably a couple months after the movie comes out. Well, that'll start.
All right, we got Ludwig Göransson returning to score Book of Boba Fett. He's the guy who did Mandalorian, right?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
very good music.
Thick bop at the end of season 2 for Boba Fett.
He do be jammin', as they say.
Be jammin'.
So yeah, I mean he'll probably
that'll be the subtitle of the show. The Book of Boba Fett. He do be jammin'.
He do be jammin'. The Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 1. He do be jammin'.
Ooh, knock my camera around.
All right.
When does Book of Boba Fett? That's in December, right?
Yeah, this December.
Yeah.
Dang, it feels like so long away.
It's like 2 or 3 months.
No.
We should get we'll talk about it here in a second. But our next piece of news: Neil Druckmann, who of course is basically the whole mastermind of the Last of Us games, is apparently going to direct some of the episodes of the live-action Last of Us series.
Good.
For HBO.
Awesome.
Yeah,
we like that.
Director?
Well, it's a show, so
it'll be his live-action directorial debut.
Even though, I mean, one could argue the Last of Us games using real actors is basically the same.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a lot of mocap, so he's probably familiar.
If you can get people to act in mocap suits, you can get people to act in costumes. All right.
Obviously, yeah.
Disney Plus looking to hold a special event on November 12th. And will release Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Jungle Cruise, Home Sweet Home Alone, Disney's Olaf Presents, Disney and Pixar's Ciao Alberto, new Simpsons short, first 5 episodes of Jeff Goldblum Season 2, special look at upcoming Marvel and Star Wars projects, and more. So this will basically be the same as we got a presentation from them last year, right? And they announced 8 Star Wars shows at once.
Last year we got
Fandom.
Pretty much. He said Disney Plus Fandom, which is pretty much what this is. Last year we got the Investor Day call, which was 4 hours of Disney announcements and stuff.
Yeah, this appears to be the same event.
This is obviously a much smaller thing.
D23?
That was earlier this year. Right?
I think it's next year is when the next one's scheduled. Because they had to delay it because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
Are they still doing Celebration?
Star Wars Celebration?
Yeah.
I thought it already happened.
I think did it? It might have been virtual.
Oh, or maybe they're waiting for Force Friday or whatever.
I think they're waiting just for COVID stuff to be gone so they can hold in-person conventions.
Until they actually have a movie to announce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this Disney Plus event, it's gonna focus all on Disney Plus stuff. So we're not gonna get half theatrical slate, half Disney Plus like we did.
It's all
Investor
Disney Plus,
Day.
yeah.
It's all Disney Plus, and obviously half of this is just new content coming to the service. Home Sweet Home Alone, which is of course the Home Alone reboot.
Obviously,
that's just a new movie. New Simpsons short.
Why?
Jeff Goldblum.
Why do they keep rebooting Home Alone?
Patrick, he hasn't been home alone long enough. If they don't get Macaulay Culkin to be the dad, then I don't want it.
No,
Macaulay Culkin has to be the dad.
No, Macaulay Culkin, Buzz, the actor who Buzz from the first two movies, and I believe one or both of the Wet Bandits are supposed to have very small cameos in this.
Is Scarlett Johansson's not in it?
Claim ownership of anything past Home Alone 3.
Scarlett Johansson better be in it, guys.
It's not. I'll bet you a couple $100 she's not in it.
Was the sister in
Home Alone 3,
which is completely unrelated to the other two Home Alones, where she was also the sister.
Patrick, are you telling me that the jump from two criminals who want to steal cash from a toy store to North Korean terrorists sending missile satellites to the United States in the form of remote control cars is too big of a leap?
Let me tell you. So, Home Alone 3 is actually my favorite of the Home Alones.
What? Patrick, you're gonna get crucified for that. You can't say that.
You're gonna get canceled, Patrick.
Reasons for it.
No, you don't. There's no good reason.
There's lots of good reasons.
Patrick, have you ever seen?
He's not even home alone. His parents are just at work. They come home every day.
Daytime. Parents come back at night.
So the movie should have been called Kind of
Patrick.
Home Alone.
Patrick, the villains are North Korean terrorists
who are all white Russian dudes for some reason.
But
Patrick, they hide the microchip in a toy car that they lose in the airport
because it got swapped for that grandma's bread. It's a good movie.
It's the dumbest premise for a movie ever. This is why I wish I had Twitch chat on for the podcast, just to see you get flamed in real time. All right.
But, Home Alone.
We should do one episode of the podcast live on Twitch.
Yeah, we did one earlier this week. We had the Apple one was live.
I think we could do the. We'll talk about this after.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Marvel and Star Wars projects. That's probably when we'll get our look at Book of Boba Fett, of course, before we get a full trailer and a release date for that.
And the Finn show.
And yeah, we'll probably get announcements of like one or two new shows. And then for Marvel, I'm not anticipating any new shows to be announced, but we'll probably get info on stuff we already know is coming, and we'll probably find out what's happening with Miss Marvel and when that's coming out.
Someone tell me why Marvel can get like 3 shows in 1 year, and Star Wars only gets 1 show every year.
Because Patrick, Marvel is the money printer of Hollywood right now.
It is the only thing keeping movie theaters open.
Yeah, but the only problem is that the only reason Star Wars isn't that is because Disney made it not be that. So
no,
if they just
it's because Disney tried to make it that.
Yeah.
That's why Star Wars went down.
Way.
I prefer
the sequels, and the sequels were garbage. So that was the problem.
I would rather.
You remember The Force Awakens did extremely well.
Yeah, because we had hope then.
Yeah,
and rebellions are built on hope.
They just need to bring the hope back, and I think Mandalorian is like doing a good job of that. So,
I think I'd rather there be like less Star Wars than Marvel, because like Marvel stuff is like. There's so much of it, and it kind of feels.
It's more accessible to the public. It's more accessible.
It's more accessible. I prefer Star Wars to be like there's less of it, and it's super high quality, and you because like if there's no wait for it, then
2 Star Wars shows a year, maybe.
Patrick, you already got the Bad Batch this year,
and Visions.
I did.
And Visions just came out, which we might talk about later, but I haven't seen a whole lot of it.
Yeah, Bad Batch. And we got
episodes.
Clone Wars season 7, and we got Mandalorian season 2.
We're getting a lot of Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I prefer like
I'm talking about live
big
action
budget
specifically, though.
I prefer the big budget live action stuff to be like every now and then. It's like part of Star Wars is like it has like this special feel around it. And unlike Marvel, if you stick like 7 shows a year
Marvel is
next to each other,
and Star Wars is like beautifully crafted art.
Yeah, like Marvel is like McDonald's, and then like Star Wars is like Five Guys, right?
Except for like recently they had a change in managers and their location caught on fire.
Yeah. It's Five Guys tried to turn into McDonald's, it just got worse. But Five Guys is good when you're there every now and then, and you eat there once and you go, that's some good food.
And then they added a new burger to the menu called the Mandalorian, and it sold very well. And so now they're making the rest of the menu that.
And now you're like, dang, this burger's a little too greasy.
Yeah. And Marvel is like an all-you-can-eat buffet, right? You go there, there's a million things. You just keep eating until you don't want to, and you never do. There's always more. That's how it works in the Marvel Star Wars hierarchy.
Ignore a lot of the stuff that I don't care about as much. It's like when Disney Plus didn't have as much stuff, I was just gonna watch everything that came out.
Yeah,
I've really only enjoyed Loki and The Mandalorian, genuinely, and Bad Batch.
Yeah. Like Disney Plus stuff, like I enjoyed Loki and Mandalorian the most. Falcon and the Winter Soldier I liked. WandaVision I until the end, and where I meant to say this when we were talking about the Emmys, but I think the real reason WandaVision won nothing is because of its finale, because it was just two people spinning around in a green screen shooting energy balls at each other. Like that I think anyone who was watching that show who like isn't a Marvel fan was totally turned off by that.
But how do you conclude a Marvel series if there isn't two dudes throwing lasers at each other?
Again, that's part of the Marvel.
I mean, except Loki,
right?
which ended with two dudes yelling at each other in a hallway. But, you know.
Yeah.
Loki ended in the best
Loki was better.
way I could have imagined.
Loki was better.
Loki is
straight up Loki was better.
The best show they've made. Like Marvel show. Anyway. Sam, do we want to move on to movie news right now?
Yeah, we can do that. Well, oh, my mouse is freaking out. Here we go. All right, we didn't get any trailers this week, but we do have some announcements. Lost Boys reboot in the works at Warner Brothers with Noah Jupe and Jaden Martell.
Sam, do you remember the classic, and Patrick, do you guys remember the classic 80s horror comedy, The Lost Boys?
No.
Directed by Joel Schumacher, Sam.
You're not helping it. You're not. Oh, zero.
Okay. I have seen The Lost Boys. I like The Lost Boys. It's a fun enough movie. It's kind of a cult classic. I don't think it's a movie for like that appeals to everybody. It's getting a reboot because some people remember the name and Warner Brothers needs IP content. This new movie is going to star Noah Jupe or Jupe. What are those? And Jaden Martell. Jaden Martell, of course, is from the It reboots, and then Noah Jupe is from A Quiet Place. He's the son in that. My guess is this will probably be basically the same as the first movie, but in modern times. Almost everything about it will be the same. There'll be virtually no differences. And my guess is that it will be called either Lost Boys or The Lost Boys.
It'll be the. They've gotten out of the to distinguish it.
No. It's already called The Lost Boys.
Oh, well, then they'll take the off.
Just call it Lost Boys.
Lost Boys again.
Drop the. It's classier.
No, it's a new movie.
You never drop a the.
No, remember Patrick from The Social Network when he goes, drop the.
I'm talking about
because it used to be the Facebook and now it's just Facebook.
No, Patrick. In movies, especially in horror type franchises, whenever you're doing a reboot, you either want to add a the, or if it's already got a the, you take the away, right? So for Halloween, not for Halloween, for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one is called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But for the new reboot, guess what it's called?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You're right. They took the away. That's how you do it.
Think they're just gonna call it Lost Boys?
Yeah.
Which Lost Boys?
Doesn't matter. with a point of this whole idea of using the same title is you get people who are like younger than like 15, 14, right? They don't remember the movie. They've never seen it before in their life. They've never heard of it. But there's a new movie, and they're going to go see that because it's new and they don't have to watch any pre-existing movies to understand it. But then the fans of the original film, the studio sells it to the fans as somewhat connected to the original so that then they also go see it. It's a way to boost the audience. That's the entire point of soft reboots. And or just straight up reboots, which horror is doing in spades right now.
That's where the money is.
That's where the money is.
What about the Flash?
The Flash CW show?
The movie.
Oh, the movie The Flash.
We're in
well,
movie time, Sam. I don't know if
we've got the Flash movie image revealed from Andy Muschietti. Marchetti, whatever his name is.
Of the movie.
The director of the movie.
Sam, the picture is like the Batman chest plate, but it's spray painted red with a yellow lightning bolt on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Looks pretty.
So, I saw people on Twitter going, "Oh, this means that Red Death is going to be the villain," and I went,
"Absolutely not. It does not mean that." I don't know why you thought it would mean that.
Obviously, there's just going to be a part in the movie where Flash needs a suit, and so he
Red Death, for those of you who don't know, is a evil version of the Batman from a negative New 52 universe who is also the Reverse Flash.
Man is
and when he runs, little bats come off of him instead of lightning bolts that drain the life out of everyone around him.
It's very neat.
Very neat, but not related, not the villain of the movie.
Yeah, but obviously, this costume is just probably from a part where the Flash's costume is like destroyed, and he needs one for the third act.
And so Batman gives him one.
And so he takes one of Michael Keaton's and he spray paints it red and yellow, and he runs around in it. Like, that's it.
Ghostbusters Afterlife poster, baby.
And we can't show you any of the new images, but the poster is it's the young cast.
It's just a big picture of Bill Murray's face. Just a giant, just a big Bill Murray. It's just a PNG of his face. It's a black background, just a PNG of Bill Murray's face.
And it says "Happy Birthday, Bill."
And it says "Happy Birthday, Bill Murray." Also, go see Ghostbusters Afterlife in theaters, please.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to look at it in theaters, Google it. You have Google. Just do it. All right.
Fantastic Beasts and Not Where to Find Them: The Secrets of Dumbledore title has been released, and the release date is April 15th, 2022. There's another part here, but I don't have them. Yeah.
What are all of Dumbledore's secrets?
Well, he's got at least one, probably, since that's the name of the movie.
Whole movie where we explore Dumbledore's sexuality.
Even more than
it will be.
We have hinted at.
Even more than in Crimes of
Dumbledore gay for Snape now.
Dumbledore, the Snape escapades. Alrighty.
So, if you're a big Harry Potter fan, I'm sure you'll hate this because everyone hates Harry Potter right now for various reasons.
Yeah, because the author keeps going, guys, you know how the wizards, when they poop, they poop in their pants and then they magic it away.
Because they all hate J.K. Rowling and all of the people.
That was just one of many retcons that she's made on Twitter post finale of the books.
People hate J.K. Rowling right now. And they're mad at Warner Brothers with this series specifically because they fired Johnny Depp from it.
Yeah.
Because of Amber Heard.
Even though Amber Heard is still on their payroll for Aquaman, and we're not going to get into all that right now.
Long story short, Amber Heard is a terrible person.
Long story short, she abused Johnny Depp and then sued him and won, and then the court reversed that decision. But Johnny Depp has already been fired from everything, so that's very cool.
But at least he got paid in full for this movie, so
at least he was paid in full, yes. All right, Untitled Mario Bros. Movie announcements, boys, here we go! So, Illumination Entertainment, a.k.a. Disappointment Island, is making...
over. I didn't know Illumination was making it.
Oh, that was the first thing they announced about this movie, like 3 or 4 years ago. So we officially got the voice cast announced. Let's save Mario for last. Let's read all the rest and save Mario for last.
Yeah.
So we have Charlie Day as Luigi, which perfect. They could not have gotten a better. I love this casting. I think that's going to be so funny. Max, you've seen It's Always Sunny, right?
From
what?
You've seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right, Max?
I saw a few episodes. Yeah.
You know Charlie?
Yeah.
He's Luigi.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So he's gonna be Luigi. Anna Taylor-Joy, who's the girl from New Mutants and more notably Queen's Gambit, will be playing Princess Peach.
She's really busy. She's doing everything.
Yeah, she's really blown up ever since Queen's Gambit. Peach Jack Black as Bowser. They could not have done a better job with that one.
That is perfect.
Wait,
guys. That Taylor Joy girl. Who'd she play in New Mutants?
She was the girl with the magic sword and the talking puppet dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So Michael Key as Toad, Keegan Michael Key as Toad, who is one half of Key and Peele, is his most notable thing. Will be Toad. So I think that'll be funny. I think he'll be good with that. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, I'm not a huge fan of, but given the rest of the cast, I think he fits the role. I just personally don't like him very much.
I see why they did that. I just don't like Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I think he'll do fine. I just don't like Seth Rogen. Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong.
Yeah, who you'll know from a million things, but
he's in a bunch of stuff, but you never remember who he is. Kevin Michael
Richardson.
Yeah, as Kamek, the wizard dude.
Not a big movie presence. He's mostly known for voice work and just like every cartoon ever.
Yeah.
But he's going to be Kamek. And then the one we knew ahead of time is Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike, who was the one who said he was playing Spike like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And so like he was the only voice cast we knew.
And finally, that brings us to Mario, who is Chris Pratt. So
dead silence is the reaction most of the people.
I don't have anything against. I like Chris Pratt a lot. I don't have anything against Chris Pratt.
I don't either.
But why is he Mario?
I know a lot of people were bad about this on Twitter because they hate Chris Pratt because he's a Christian.
Yeah.
But
okay, what I don't understand is they got the actual voice for Mario to do like
he has a cameo. Yeah.
We can talk about that.
Why didn't they just get him to do that?
We'll talk about that in a second.
But Chris Pratt is Mario. Everyone knows who Chris Pratt is,
and that's why he's Mario.
That's when I saw this, I was like, okay, thank God it's not Zac Efron. Which
was the rumor that was going around.
But that's such a weird choice.
I don't like it. I think he'll be fine, but I don't like it. I don't want to hear Chris Pratt's voice come out of Mario.
It makes sense why. I mean, he's Star-Lord. He was Emmett in the Lego
movie. He's massive. He's huge, but one thing he's not is Mario.
He's an Italian plumber man.
Is a fat, short Italian plumber from New York and Japan.
Obviously, we haven't heard it yet, so we don't know what it's going to look like or sound like. But right now...
if it is going to be Chris Pratt, then he's got to do like the same thing that Adam Sandler did in Hotel Transylvania, where the whole time he's just doing a ridiculous accent.
Was in Hotel Transylvania?
Huh?
I didn't know Adam Sandler was in a Hotel.
He was Dracula.
He was?
Yeah.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, that was him. He was just doing a goofy voice.
Yeah. I will be okay with it if Chris Pratt just goes full over the top like fake Italian accent.
Yeah, like he's got to be talking like a Mario. Like I want to hear him do a Mario impression. I don't want it to be good, but I want him to be doing a Mario impression the whole movie. All right, I think that's it for the Mario casting news.
The only other
to have cast Elon Musk
as Waluigi.
But
he was sleeping with a Mario's wife. That was the stupidest sketch ever. That's the reason cryptocurrency tanked, is because of how bad his Wario impression was. I just like to point that out.
Anyway, the other piece of the voice cast they announced was Charles Martinet, who of course voices every Mario character. All of them in the Mario games.
Literally almost all of them.
Has done for like 30 years. He is going to be in the movie. He will be having several different voice cameos throughout the movie. They didn't say who it would be specifically.
So he's going to be the Goombas, and he's going to be all the other enemies that don't have actors.
He'll probably be like the Koopa Troopas
and he's going to be who else is he going to be? He's going to be the random like annoying pet side character who they haven't announced yet.
He might be Yoshi.
No, he'll be Baby Yoshi. That's the move. That's the Illumination move.
Or they'll wait on Yoshi and they'll introduce him in the inevitable sequel.
No. It's Baby Yoshi. I'm telling you right now, Baby Yoshi. That's their marketing push.
Then you mentioned that Illumination is still making it.
Okay, see, Illumination is remarkably lazy when it comes to animation and film.
Yeah.
But their laziness which is generally is just reusing the same models over and over and over and over and over again, pays off in Mario because every character is the same model. All the Toads are the same, all the Goombas are the same, all the Koopas are the same. Most of the models are all the same. So since they're very, very good at that, I think Illumination might be the right choice. I still don't like it, but I understand why.
And obviously Nintendo, it was Miyamoto who announced this all during the Direct.
Yeah.
And he said, like, they're working very closely with Illumination on this. So I think it'll end up fine because Nintendo's so closely involved in this.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't mess around when it comes to their IPs.
And Nintendo has such a high quality standard, I think they'll probably make them put effort into this.
They'll be like, guys, we saw Minions. We don't want any of that around here. You guys got to put up your A game.
And they did not confirm the rumor of who is directing this, the rumor was it's the guys who did Teen Titans Go.
It's Zac Efron.
And if it does end up being those guys, and with this voice cast, I think
we're in for a really funny movie.
I think we're in for
lives in the Illumination basement.
I think if it is those directors, we're in for a pseudo parody of Mario.
It'll be really funny.
It's gonna be far more comedic than I think people are thinking it's going to be.
It will be a comedy. It's not going to be a serious movie. Yeah.
So I think
that's the right move because I don't think Mario would work at all in a serious format. They tried that. We've seen what that looks like. We know that doesn't work. So I'm glad we're moving in a different direction.
And Mario is inherently goofy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
fat Italian plumber who fights a dinosaur.
Who fights a dinosaur that kidnapped his princess girlfriend so that they can eat cake with their toad friends, who are not toads, but mushroom people.
So, if they're going comedic with this, that's good. And the other thing they announced was it's got.
Oh, I know why Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. They're gonna make a shrooms joke, and they needed him for that to be there.
Yeah. But they also announced the North American release, which is December 21st, 2022, which is a Christmas release, which I did not see coming. I thought this would come out like pretty much like way earlier in the year. But Christmas, I guess, makes sense.
Summer blockbuster.
Yeah, but I guess they're gonna sell this as a big family movie.
Yeah, this will be the holiday family movie.
So year. Christmas makes sense. This is the time they released Sing 1 and 2, so that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah,
that's a proven date for them.
All right. Netflix buys the Ronald Dahl Story Company.
Ronald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. Sorry, I put it. My brain put an N in there. The Roald Dahl Story Company, and now have access to the author's full catalog. So, all of his
do you like
14-page long children's books? I'm sure they'll take the monopoly on those.
Oh, they weren't.
And
they
just
were
churn out 5 million different shows and movies out of it.
Yeah. Cool. Eddie Murphy signs 3-picture first look deal with Amazon Studios. Also soon to be known as oh wait, no, they blocked that. Never mind. That's so dumb that they blocked the Amazon MGM merger after letting the Disney Fox merger go through.
Oh, did they officially block it?
Yeah, a few months ago or a few weeks ago.
I think there were talk of it, but anyway.
And Free Guy grosses.
Hey, hang on.
We got to talk about Eddie Murphy more.
This Eddie Murphy deal obviously comes off the back of Coming to America, which is a terrible,
awful movie, but people watched it, so they're gonna make more.
Yeah.
Alrighty, cool. And Free Guy grosses $300 million worldwide, which is nice because that's a good movie. You should see it. And that brings us to our next session category zone.
The next segment is me telling a story about my Uber from today.
Yeah, we're not going to do that right now. We're going to talk about Star Wars Visions instead.
You're going to...
Let's everyone take a quick break.
We're taking a quick break to Patrick's Rambling Corner. Patrick, what do you got for us?
I got an Uber today, and I think it's like...
I'm going to order pizza while you're doing that.
An assumption that every Uber is going to smell like cigarette smoke, but that's besides the point. This Uber guy spent 20 years in China as a film actor.
What?
And that's what I'm saying. He acted in numerous Chinese films, and they have great reviews. Let me tell you, 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. 8. Not 80. 8. So, yeah, no. Strange, really strange guy.
Was he smoking while you were in the car?
No.
How long was the ride? How long were you in there?
10 minutes. So I got to
He was telling you about his Chinese movie film career?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I came here like 4 years ago to do Uber. After my...
He came here to do Uber.
They didn't have that in China?
I don't know, man. But he's been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies.
Good for him. Was he in like a supporting role, or was he like a background actor? You don't know? Oh, well,
you like to claim he's an actor.
That's good. Good for him. He's doing what he always wanted: acting in movies and driving Uber.
Yeah, I think he drives Uber so he can tell people about his film career.
So just to promote his film career. Good for him. All right, do we want to move on to the next actual segment?
Yep, let's move on.
We should just keep listening to Patrick's stories.
Real quick. We can talk about Star Wars Visions for a second. I haven't had a chance to watch like a whole lot of the show. I saw the first short. Haven't had a chance to watch the other 8. Max, you said you saw 4, and Sam, I don't know how many you've seen yet.
I've seen all of them.
You've seen all of them. Okay.
I watched the last one this morning. I watched them. I went to do my homework, and then I did my homework, and then I just sat there and watched all 8 of the first 8 of them, and then today I've watched the last one.
Okay.
Have you? Sam, which ones have you seen, Tucker?
I have only seen the first one.
Okay, Patrick, what about you?
Seen the first bit of the first one. It looks really good. Okay,
and Max, how many? You said you see 4. You seen 4?
Yeah, I saw the twins one. I saw the first one, which I thought was the best one that I've seen so far. And then I saw the band one and the...
So let me pull up the episode names real quick. So I can remember them all.
The first one is the duel. And then I don't remember what the titles for the rest of them are.
All right.
But from the one I've seen, it's a neat idea.
It's really... They marketed it wrong. This is Star Wars What If. This is What If Star Wars, but it's anime also.
Yeah. I think it was
an experiment.
I think it's mostly was just like let's see what kind of people grab onto, what to do more of. But I think the neatest part about it is like Star Wars as like the whole idea of Star Wars was George Lucas took, like Western samurai films like Kurosawa, Hidden Fortress stuff.
Yeah.
And he took like American Westerns and he merged them together, and then he put sci-fi on top of it.
Okay.
And that's what Star Wars is. And a lot of the more recent live action stuff with like The Mandalorian has really been leaning into that Western American stuff. And so I think it was kind of cool to also go in the opposite direction and look at Star Wars from more of the samurai, the Japanese angle, the Western idea.
So the first episode, The Duel,
Eastern.
Very good.
I'm sorry, even Eastern the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Very excellent. So good. It wasn't long.
Pretty good.
But there's so many just little things that if you pay attention to, that you see so much more of the world through. Like at the end when he like takes the kyber crystal out and puts it in his jacket, and it's lined with other kyber crystals from other Sith he's killed.
I thought that was neat. Yeah.
And the fact that we know that red lightsabers mean Sith, and he has a red lightsaber, but he's still fighting other Sith. So he's and I think this might be the first time in all of Star Wars canon history that not canon history, but all of recent Star Wars history that we've seen a Sith flip sides. I don't think we've ever seen that.
I think the whole idea of his character was that I don't think he's supposed to be Sith. I think he's supposed to just be like like kind of like a cowboy, just roams.
Yeah, I mean, and they leave it up to
He
interpretation.
just roams the plane.
I was thinking maybe he was a Jedi that was using red lightsabers to appear as a Sith.
No, I think he was just a
collecting
Sith who
power
left,
from
and is sort of this is his way of atoning for his actions is through killing the other Sith.
Yeah,
That's my
I think
theory.
That might be it.
That makes the
But
most
I
sense
think-
to me.
The whole idea of it, though, was like he's just like he's a samurai.
Because he was waiting in that
He's-
town for her to show up. Like he was like,
Yeah.
when this pot's done boiling, I need the droid repaired.
Yeah.
Okay, easily. This might be the coolest thing in like all of recent Star Wars when she takes the umbrella saber, stabs that guy, and then opens it.
That was pretty neat.
That was so cool.
Honestly, this could have been canon if it weren't for that big dumb lightsaber thing.
I think it could have been canon if there were more Sith. I think that was really the only thing holding it back from being canon.
Well, this took place after Episode 9 because the stormtroopers, like the guys wearing the stormtrooper armor, it was First Order stormtrooper gear.
Well, no, they had they were all wearing different. Like some of them had samurai garb, some of them had like half of masks. They had all different stormtrooper masks.
But you could tell the people wearing the helmets where it was obvious the base helmet was.
They had
First
both.
Order
If you were looking, they had all different kinds of they had all the different kinds of stormtrooper helmets, just different versions of them.
Point was this. One, none of these are canon. None of these shorts are.
Yeah, I don't think it's meant to be examined from this perspective. I don't think it's meant to be shoved into canon.
But I think the idea was if like this was supposed to be like way off of the trilogy, like the Skywalker saga in general. This was in the future where like there has been more Jedi now, and there's also more Sith now, and now there's conflict.
Yeah,
and I think that was sort of the idea.
And then the second episode was Tatooine Rhapsody, which I'm just gonna say this is going to be the most hated episode of the show. It's not bad. It's just not what people wanted to see. It's about a Jedi who, like a Padawan, who sort of gets lost and he joins, he sort of loses his way and joins a band. And then one of the band members is a Hutt, and he's wanted by Jabba for crimes they never get into. And Boba Fett is hunting him down. This is the episode with Boba Fett in it. And long story short, they end up getting him free by doing a band performance for Jabba before a pod race and earning his freedom. So this will be the most hated episode just because it is more music central. Oh, there we go. Just because it's like more music related and people aren't going to like that because it's not fighting. But I mean, I think it's fine. I think if this, again, and I'm shoving it into canon when it really isn't supposed to be, and it kind of could be. This one really could be canon. It wouldn't really change anything. But if this is canon, my theory is that the Hutt in this short is Jabba's son, and he's wanted because Jabba wants him to take over, and he won't. That's my personal theory.
He's back
because we haven't seen him since that one Clone Wars movie, and he's never been in anything else.
Theories that Jabba ate him.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories, but we have no idea because they never mentioned him again. But that's my personal theory. Then we have the twins.
He'll be in the Book of Boba Fett?
No. We have the twins, which was, I would say it's the most Star Wars of all the shorts. It was extremely anime, but it was also very... Like they took all of the core elements from Star Wars. Like, they had the twin brother and sister duo. They had the big looming wide camera angle shots. They had the look and feel of the dark side and the light side down. It was very anime, and the whole series had a very big emphasis on kyber crystals. Like all of them did for some reason, which was interesting.
I think like the Japanese creators of the show, like
sort of, they chose to focus on that more.
They really gravitated towards that.
I mean, that's like, I think they did that because that's the most like powered, like the powerful thing.
Yeah, that's really the only like magic
lightsaber
item in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But then my favorite episode of all of them is The Village Bride. I think that's not easily the best because all of these are really good. All of these are really good. I think my personal favorite is The Village Bride. It's the one that I think would most easily fit into Star Wars canon. Like in my brain, this is canon. But essentially,
I saw, like, the first half of it.
essentially the story is the Empire has taken over this sort of like small, sort of Japanese communal society planet, and in order to get them to like stop taking their resources or whatever, they have to marry off the daughter of the chief to the Empire, basically. And the sister of the daughter that's being married off doesn't want that to happen, so she's trying to lead a rebellion, doesn't really like that this is happening. Long story short, she gets captured and is about to be killed. And then there's this one girl who's a Jedi who's just been around because her master was from this planet, and she's sort of learning about the culture, and she ends up sort of helping them out, and it's just really good. You definitely watch it.
Okay, hang on. Quick update. So, this goes back to the Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
Deadline has confirmed that the directors are Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic from Teen Titans Go, and also they have confirmed the writer, who's Matthew Fogel, who wrote Lego Movie 2 and Minions 2.
All right, I think it'll be a good movie. I have confidence.
News.
Then we had The Ninth Jedi, which is there's a lot of spoilers in that, so I'm not gonna get into that one at all. Definitely watch it. Very good. T Obi-Wan. I mean, I'm sure from the name of the droid, you can kind of tell what's happening. The droid's called T Obi-Wan.
Toby.
T Obi-Wan.
Toby.
I'm gonna say it again and wait for it to click.
I get it.
Toby from Naruto?
Yeah, it's he's supposed to be he's named after Obi-Wan. He's not related to Obi-Wan, but he's named after Obi-Wan. And it's essentially the story of this droid who's powered by kyber crystals that was built by this Jedi who's living on a desert planet, but he's trying to use like his study of the Force to bring life back to the planet. And the T Obi-Wan, the droid, just wants to leave. It's the classic Star Wars, I want to go explore the galaxy and be a Jedi Knight. And then he's like, well, don't, it's dangerous. Long story short, he doesn't listen, ends up accidentally sending a beacon to the Empire, who sends not Darth Vader to kill the supposed Jedi. And plot twist, the builder of the robot is a Jedi, who, by the way, has no arms. And it just uses the Force to move everything around, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
But anyway, he ends up getting killed by fake Darth Vader. And then T Obi-Wan finishes bringing life to the planet, like instead of his master, who's dead now, sort of in his honor. But then evil, not Darth Vader, comes back, and T Obi-Wan defeats him, and everyone's happy. The Elder, also really cool. This one's, again, could totally be canon. This could totally have just been an episode of Clone Wars, and it's just an anime. Like, again, in my head, this one is canon, because it just could totally be canon. It's essentially about this Jedi and his Padawan, who are just out on patrol, as they are during the time of the Republic. And they come across a dark presence in the Force, which at first they assume to be a Sith, but then they sort of rule that out. Anyways, they get to the planet, and it's just this like really, 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 really decrepit old guy, and who's like really strong in the dark side, and ends up almost killing the Padawan. And then they have a really cool duel. I think this is the best animated duel in this limited series. That one's really good. Highly recommend that one. And then this is my runner-up. This is my second favorite episode, Lop and Ocho, which is about a slave girl who is taken in by sort of like the royal family of this planet. And then they fast forward, and they're all grown up, and the sister of the royal family wants to embrace the Empire. And Lop, who is the slave girl, wants to stick to her father's wishes and keep the Empire out of it. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but that's where the story goes from there. And then there's the last episode, whose name I don't have pulled up, but let me find it here. No. Oh, is that it? Oh, that's not it. Okay. It's called Akakiri. Yeah, Akakiri, I believe is what it's called. But it's probably the darkest of all 9 episodes. And I'm not going to spoil any of it, because you guys really need to watch it for yourselves. But that one's really, really good too. Yeah. So.
All right.
Oh, that's all cool. Yep.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, What If?
What If episode 7? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yes.
This episode.
What If?
I liked it a lot, actually. I didn't think I would like it. It was a really fun episode.
I think probably the thing I liked most about it was that it was fun, and I kept waiting on that like dark twist to hit.
To hit, yeah.
And it never did.
Well, it did at the very end.
It did at the very end, but I was really happy this was a lighthearted one.
Yeah, because the last 3 we've gotten have been ridiculously dark.
Yeah,
but we never even talked about the Killmonger one.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
In the Killmonger one, Killmonger saves Iron Man, and Iron Man sort of takes him in as his new head of security, promotes him, gives him all this jobs and stuff, and Killmonger essentially ends up stealing a bunch of vibranium, killing him, and then taking over Wakanda, which is, again, pretty dark. And then at the end, they sort of have Pepper and Shuri sort of imply that they might defeat him later on. But in this most recent episode, it's what if Odin never adopted Loki? They didn't call it that. They called it what if Thor was an only child. But that's not what it is. It's what if Odin never adopted Loki? And essentially, Thor's just sort of like a crazy party animal. He just goes planet to planet, throwing massive parties and just sort of generally messing everything up for that planet. And Loki is still in it, but he's a frost giant still. And him and Thor are like best friends, which is really funny. I like the idea that when
they're better friends.
Yeah, I like the idea that they're better friends when he's a frost giant than when they're brothers. I think that's really funny. And basically, Thor comes to Earth, and they've never had aliens invade before because the attack on New York never happens in this universe. So Thor's the first alien they've encountered.
Happened yet. I think this is supposed to take place around the time that the first Thor does. So
yeah, so Thor comes to Earth and just starts throwing a massive rager in the middle of Las Vegas. Professor, what's her name? Natalie Portman shows up. Not voiced by Natalie Portman, but it's Professor Natalie Portman. Oh, it is? Okay. Professor Natalie Portman shows up and has the hots for Thor, obviously. And then they sort of get together. And then S.H.I.E.L.D. comes in and they're like, well, we need to deal with this hostile alien threat. And she's just horny for Thor the whole time and trying to get them not to kick Thor off of Earth. And then they summon Captain Marvel. And we finally get the Captain Marvel versus Thor fight that they've been sort of hinting or playing around with. And that's a really fun fight. They're punching each other across continents. It's really funny.
And I know there was there either is or there's going to be a lot of uproar around who would win in that fight.
Yeah, because they imply Captain Marvel never used her full strength, but then also Thor didn't either.
Yeah,
so
but and I'm like, yeah, but neither one of them are at that point in the episode, Thor hasn't unlocked
he hasn't unlocked his real god form yet.
And also he's half drunk. And
he's also drunk for most of the whole episode.
So I don't think it's
but and then at the very end, we get a reveal for an episode that I assume is going to be next week's episode, and I think it's building up to the season finale. Yeah, and I'm just going to go out and I'm going to assume the name of the episode is what if Ultron's vision came true or something like that, something along those lines. But this is the episode where Ultron successfully transfers his consciousness into Vision like he originally planned to do in Age of Ultron, and then gets all the Infinity Stones and then just wreaks havoc on the multiverse.
I think what it's going to be revealed is that after he got all the Infinity Stones, he wipes out all of humanity from his dimension,
and then goes to other dimensions to do the same.
Now it's just going dimension to dimension, wiping them all out. And obviously, the Infinity Stones, I guess, work in other realities.
Yeah, we're just retconning.
Which is not a thing from the comics.
Yeah,
but you also can't destroy them in the comics, but they did in Endgame, so it doesn't really matter.
The Infinity Stones have 2 rules: you can't use them in other universes, and you can't destroy them. Those are the only 2 rules of the Infinity Stones, and the MCU has broken all of those rules, so there's no rules now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Couldn't you just go to different realities and just collect 20 Infinity Stones and use all of them?
I mean, hypothetically, you could do that.
No, we know that none of them work in the TVA.
That's all we know.
The only thing.
But the TVA is sort of its own place outside of places.
But
anyways,
we have 2 episodes left.
We have how many?
We have 2 episodes left. One of them is going to be Tony Stark on Sakaar fighting Gamora. And
the last one will be the Avengers episode.
And then, of course, the one after that is the season finale, which is going to be
all the characters coming together because we've seen
all of our characters throughout the season coming together fighting Ultron. So Looking forward to it. This show has gone on a little bit too long for me. I still think they should have done.
We could have skipped the Captain Carter episode. The T'Challa episode could have been a lot better. I like the idea, but they just executed it really poorly.
We need to come back for those next 2 episodes and talk about them. But
all right, last thing, we got a rumor time.
At this point, I'm mostly just looking forward to this show ending so we can get on to Hawkeye and to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, last thing, rumor time. Supergirl HBO series in the works at Warner Bros. Sasha Cal would star as Supergirl.
Supergirl, who would come back from the Flash movie. I know what you're thinking. Isn't there a Supergirl show on TV already? And the answer to that question is yes.
Isn't it getting canceled though?
Yeah, it's finishing after this season.
Yep. Alrighty. Cool. I think that's it. I think we're all done. I think we're tired now.
For a reboot.
All right.
Levine will get a new favorite show.
Alrighty. Well, that's it. That's it, guys. That's it for today's episode of
Thanks for joining us
the McDonCast. For our new viewers, hello. For our old viewers, hello also, I guess. And goodbye, because this is the end of the episode. We'll see you guys next week.
For more news and maybe Venom.
For more news and maybe Venom. All right, bye-bye.
All right, thank you, everybody.
And...